Hey guys, it's me, Vikkstar123. It's been a little while. Welcome back to a video with me talking about stuff. Well, actually, this is going to be a Q&A video, a question and answer video. I posted to my Twitter account and my Facebook account, both of which will be linked in the description for you guys to follow. I posted out on both of those accounts asking for questions earlier today for this question and answer video. It's been a little bit of a while since I've done one of these, and it's always good to, I find it quite interesting and useful for myself, even just answering questions that you guys, give, because it kind of allows me to actually think about things I wouldn't usually think about, and it gives you guys into an insight into what I've got going on, what I'm up to, all that good stuff, and yeah, hopefully to some extent it's interesting. So let's jump straight into the questions. And these are in no particular order, so I'm just going to try and get through as many as I can. So the first question I have right here is, what would you do if you hadn't started YouTube? So I guess, what would I be doing right now? I guess I'd be halfway through my first year of university studying natural sciences at UCL in London, but as it turns out, I'm not. I'm taking a gap year to do YouTube, and I'll probably be taking another one next year as well, just to work on making videos. I'm able to comfortably do it as, my job, really enjoy it. I get to do a lot of cool stuff that goes along with it. So, yeah, that's probably what I would be doing, but instead I'm doing this. So, next question, what do my parents think about what it is that I do? Do they support it? And what were their thoughts on me kind of moving out? I'm also kind of combining a few questions at once if it's all on the same sort of point. So it's pretty mixed. I'd say my parents are pretty supportive. They're happy for me to be doing whatever it is I'm doing. However, from time to time, they don't like it. They don't quite understand it. And but they're basically concerned by it because there's no way they can understand it in the same way that I do. It's a very complex thing, and from an outside perspective, it's something that I guess in reality isn't a very reliable thing. So my backup option is that should everything fall apart and I struggle to hold an audience or remain relevant on YouTube, I would be able just to go to university and carry on with that kind of path. At the moment, I'm just leaving my options open, which is why I'm doing, the gap year thing. And, yeah, I'd say that's, like, the main concern to them is just, they don't know where it's going to go. They don't, I guess no one really does, even, us who are doing it, to an extent, don't really know what, where this YouTube thing will go. Is it going to be the next new TV, or is it just going to, in a few years, die out? Nobody really knows, but, that's that. Next question, what did I play before Call of Duty? Because Call of Duty was the first game I posted onto YouTube, and there's a huge number of games I used to play. I used to play a lot of first-person shooters, so Halo 2, Halo 3. I mean, going really, really far back, there was like Doom, there was James Bond, GoldenEye. There was, and I was playing these from a really young age, from like 6, 7 years old. I was playing Doom. I didn't even care. Obviously, I've got 2 older brothers, so I was playing video games before I can even remember. Games like that, Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bash, all those sorts of old school games on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy 7, and then loads and loads of games. I used to play RTS, so Red Alert, Command & Conquer, Generals, Tiberian Sun. Played a bit of Rome, played Settlers, Caesar, Zeus. Oh, so many games, actually. Now that I think about it, all the Tycoon games, Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Hospital. Like, surely you guys must have played some of these games back in the day. I'm literally listing off so many right here. The racing games, Burnout, your Need for Speeds, Forza, Gran Turismo. I've actually played a lot of games. Recently, I've not been playing much variety, I must admit. I guess with YouTube, I produce videos on a lot of the mainstream, games because there's more of an audience for those games. Although, recently, I've been able to maybe move into things a little more different. Renegade. All those sorts of games. So if any of those ring bells, did you guys play any of those old school games? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear. And there's another question that I'm going to quickly jump to, which is my favorite game of all time, and I'm stuck. It's either Halo 3 or Final Fantasy 7. Renegade is definitely up there, but those I think were my 2 top ones. I guess Call of Duty 4 has to go in there as a classic, but don't really have a definitive favorite. Next question, do I follow football? If so, what team do I support? If not, why? Honestly, I've never really followed football. I've never really, been into it. My dad follows a lot of football, but I've never really sat down and watched it. The only football I really follow is, I watch a bit of the World Cup, but that's just about it. I know the 3 other guys I live with are all into football, and they're doing FIFA and that sort of stuff. And that's another question that was further down, but I'll jump to it now. Will I ever play FIFA with the other guys in the house, the other sidemen? And I've only played probably half a game in total of FIFA at a house party once. Honestly, never really played FIFA, but you know what, at some point I'm sure I will end up giving it a go, maybe with one of the other guys in the house for some sort of video. Could be quite interesting, could be quite amusing, so let me know your thoughts on that. Another question I got, what was the hardest amount of subscribers to reach? Now that's, for me, is a little bit of a non-question because, you know, I've never, and there's another question, you know, what's my next YouTube goal for subscribers to get to? And honestly, I've never really, you know, had a name. I've never said I want this many subscribers, I want to get to this many by this time, you know, and so it's never really, you know, felt like it's ever been hard to get to a number of subscribers because, you know, I've just kind of let it happen, and I know that YouTube's a very random place. I don't want to set my expectations and then, you know, aim for something that's not achievable. I just tend to go with the flow. I just try and focus on making it as fun and entertaining videos as I can, putting as much time into those, and I just let the rest happen as it happens. And you know what, so far that's been great because I've got a wonderful audience of you guys who come by to watch my videos, so you know, I couldn't be happier with that. And the next question I've got is one I get almost on every single Q&A. Do you guys not listen to me? Do you guys click off the video before I even get to say? Loads of people ask how I started, you know, how I came to start YouTube. And I've answered this a few times, so I'm going to keep it very brief. Basically, a bunch of my school friends we always used to play games, and they started uploading little clips of them playing. I was just like, that's cool, I'll join in, I'll show them my clip. And yeah, it kind of just spanned on from there. Suddenly people started watching my stuff, and then I kind of tried to improve it, and things just moved on from that point onwards. Another two questions that tie together. What's my favourite part about doing YouTube? What keeps me motivated to make videos? How do I make 3 to 6 videos every single day? So, my favourite, you know, there's a few favourite things about YouTube. The first, I'd say, is just kind of being able to show off what I'm doing in the game. The second is having an audience, people that actually respond to what I'm doing, people that give me, you know, feedback, that support the content, all that great stuff. The second thing, definitely just, you know, the experiences, getting to meet new different people from across the world, you know, travel to different places, events, and all that sort of stuff. And the fourth, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's great to be able to, you know, earn from this and, you know, do it as my full-time job at the moment. I couldn't really ask for anything more than that. Another question, there always has to be a random one. Do I even lift? No, I don't lift, but I used to swim loads and loads. Haven't been swimming as much since moved into the new house. I've been trying to get into the habit of swimming and running every other day. And we have signed up to the gym recently, so hopefully I'm going to start hitting up the gym. Whether I'll be lifting, I don't really know, but that's that. Favourite song? I'm not too sure. It would have to be one of the montage tracks from one of the montages I've done in my time. I don't know, it changes a lot, but yeah, if you just, those soundtracks, you guys know the songs, you know, Faint, Ramses B, Mind in Motion, Visionary, just you guys know the ones. Well, hopefully you do. And that actually ties into another question. Will I be making any more Call of Duty montages? And honestly, I don't have an answer to this question right now. I would like to make another one, but they do require an incredible amount of time and like dedication towards them. And these days, it just doesn't seem like as many people are, you know, interested in montages. The videos don't do as well. And, you know, from the perspective of, you know, trying to make sure that my efforts, you know, are worthwhile and pay off, you know, montages aren't something that is unfortunately worth my time. And it's a shame because I would love to make more. But, you know, I don't want to be putting hours and hours into making those videos, kind of reduce all the other videos, and in the end, you know, end up worse off because of it. So that's that question. Another question, if I could live in any other country than the UK, where would I live? I'm tempted to say Canada. Canada is probably the nicest country I've visited. I just really enjoyed it. Went to Calgary, then travelled from Calgary to Vancouver, stopped by a load of cool places. And it's just a really nice place. I like Canada. It's cool. It's cool. Anyway, next question. Will I ever try skydiving? Not particularly keen on it, but I'd imagine at some point I'm going to end up skydiving. So that's that. Another good question. How did I meet the sidemen, the guys I record the GTA videos with? Who did I first meet out of them? So I met JJ, KSI, about 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago at Game Fest in Birmingham. This was when we both, you know, barely had any subscribers, but, yeah, we met back then, very briefly, and then just got in touch via Twitter and just carried on kind of talking. Then Josh, I met at Eurogamer the next year, so 2 years ago-ish. Then Simon, I met at Gamescom last summer. And but I knew them all online as well, quite well through Twitter and just through playing games. I think I remember playing Modern Warfare 3 early with Josh, with Zerka back in the day, the Call of Duty days. And yeah, that's how I met them, and the other guys I met at events. And that's pretty much, yeah, you either meet YouTubers like through Twitter, you get to know each other, you record videos together, you end up in Skype calls together, you meet them in person at events, and that's how I've got to know pretty much all the YouTubers that I do know, and I know lots of awesome people. I've been, lucky to meet so many cool people through doing that. Next question, oh wait, favourite game of all time, answered that one. Here we go, another question. Why do I have 123 at the end of my name? Quite simply, I was like, you know what? Vikkstar sounds cool. My nickname is Vic, and I was like, just add a star. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know. I was like 10 at the time, and then it was taken, so I added a 123. Then I just rolled with that for like 2 years. Then I made my YouTube channel, and Vikkstar123 with 1K was taken, so I added another K for no apparent reason. And that's how I became Vikkstar123, so that's kind of random. Another question is, what is it like living in a house with other YouTubers? I've answered this briefly before. Actually, it's not as different as I thought it was going to be. It's a lot of fun. It's cool to have people to bounce ideas off. I've talked about all this sort of stuff before, so I'm going to save that for now. Another question, what's the electricity bill like in the house? Oh, you guys don't want to know. It's, yeah, it's quite something. Another question, who cooks and cleans in the house? We actually share it between us quite nicely. We all clean up our own stuff. Sometimes we'll cook all together. Sometimes we'll just cook our own food. It varies from time to time, but that is all I have time for now in this video, in this Q&A. I'm definitely going to try and get these done more often. It would be cool to do. But I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, feel free to leave a like, rate, and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that great stuff. Links in the description below. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Goodbye.